the house. There's money involved, and you know what that means. People will be looking for him. People with greed and avarice in their black hearts.
You found me the bastard.
I call on the Lord who is worthy to be praised, so I shall be saved from mine enemies.
We gather at the river, where bright angel feet have trod, with its crystal tide forever.
What have you done?
Dear Lord, please forgive me.
You telling me you living all the way out here without even a horse?
And I have no intention of ever leaving.
These are hard men. They will kill us dead in the dirt.
Well, then we better kill them first.
Why don't I start by prying out one of them pretty front teeth?
May the Lord have mercy on your soul.
You know, I'll kill you. You end the job.
You are a hard woman, Pandora Meadows.
Hello, everyone. My name is Heather Hurt with the NRW, where nerds rule the world, and that was the trailer for Place of Bones, arriving on digital on August 23rd. It features Heather Graham as Pandora, Tom Hopper as Bear John, Corin Nemec as Calhoun, Brielle Robillard as Hester, and Donald Cerrone as Minor Wilson, along with several other people on this considerably small film. However, as we always say here at Nerds Rule the World, it takes a village. And of course, to tag in, the film was directed by Audrey Cummings with writing by Richard Taylor. I'm just going to jump right into it. The plot itself, this film is a period piece about two women, a mother and a daughter, played by, of course, Heather Graham and Brielle Robillard. Y'all know me, I'm terrible at names, I apologize. Who are just trying to survive in the middle of the barren West during the 1800s. Like it's a hard time. These women are devout religiously, and they are just they're literally scraping by. They are miles and miles away from the nearest city, from the nearest neighbor. Their most recent neighbors moved away. They've eaten all of their chickens. There's nothing growing in the barren land. And they are just hardly able to survive when a stranger falls upon them. Literally, he just falls upon them, and they are thrown on their heads, or at least we think, right? Right. Two strong women in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the wilderness. Yeah, nothing can really get thrown at them, right? But that's really the plot. If we go into anything else, I'm going to be spoiling, and I can't do that. I literally can't. Embargoes and all that crazy stuff. But I just want to give you a really, really quick review. Because remember, if I end up talking too long to myself, I feel like I'm going mentally insane. And yeah, and I might be including that because of this movie a little bit. I'm kidding. This movie on some websites, you see it as a thriller. On some websites, you see it kind of as a horror. And from a trailer perspective, there are some horror elements to this, but it's really more of a drama. This movie is far more of a drama with thriller-esque moments. I'm going to be very honest. I know I'm honest with this because I don't want y'all to go after a movie, spend time doing something that y'all might not enjoy or that y'all really should go to a theater for. And with that being said, this movie had incredible acting. The casting was great. I actually got to speak to Corin Nemec, who his interview will already be up by the time this review comes up, or it'll be coming up shortly. Definitely go check that out. I had a whole lot of fun talking to him. I also got to speak to the director, Audrey Cummings. Both of these voices were very passionate. They loved how this considerably small budget film came to be. And to me, that is a much greater story than the film itself. The movie is really, the costuming is great. The scenes are great. It's all practical in there. There's no special effects in this movie, so it feels very real. But a lot of that also makes it feel very long. There are elements to this movie that are purposefully long, which is great. I don't want to say in every movie there is always moments where you are supposed to feel the tension, you are supposed to feel the grind, you are supposed to feel the fact that they haven't eaten real food in weeks and they're literally on their final rations. You're supposed to feel that. You're supposed to feel the rest of the bank robbers coming down from the mountain. You're supposed to feel that time. But when it gets to the point where it's just a little too long and you just kind of sit there twiddling your thumbs during a movie that you would assume from that type of trailer is a little bit more theatrical, it can kind of get to you. But going back a step, once again, the acting is wonderful. The scenery, everything is done incredibly well. The movie is just very long. I watched this film. I was very engulfed in it for the first, I would say 20 minutes. And then you can call it ADHD, that's totally fine. But anything else other than that, I was kind of getting a little distracted by the outside world because the movie gave me pause and room to do that, which is hearing Audrey Cummings talk about what they had to go through just to get this movie made. I feel super awful. Definitely go listen to her interview because she tells you about they had some serious weather problems, and I feel so sorry that I'm giving a moderate review for this movie. Hearing about it, it's just, and what the reason I say moderate is very simply because this isn't a bad movie. Place of Bones is not a bad movie. It is just a long movie. It is one of those movies that I think you can watch while doing something else. Like, it's not one of those movies that you need to sit there and carefully watch. There are things that kind of hint towards what the ending is. The ending is pretty cool. I will say that the ending is pretty cool. The twist, it's a good old Shyamalan twist, y'all. But it's one of those where if you were doing something like crocheting, if you were, working alongside of it, you are not going to miss too much, especially in the middle. So yeah, that's kind of my whole review. It's the movie is interesting. It's conceptually cool. It is a beautiful film. It is incredibly well acted, especially from the fact that one of the actors, who once again I got to speak to, Calhoun, he's just laying in a bed for a vast majority of the film. So Nemec did an incredible job just acting from a single spot. And I'm just going to say it, Heather Graham, she was one of my favorite actors as a kid. I'm going to, namesakes were always kind of important to me as a child. I don't know why. But I love her in this movie. But it's just a long film. It has of the 10 things that you have to critique, it has 9 good things and 1 mediocre thing, which to me, that's a pretty good sign. The movie, however, I will say this, if you've just watched it, if you just want to see it based off of the trailer, because that kind of looks kind of cool from a thriller perspective, it is not a thriller. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is not a thriller. And actually, Audrey Cummings talks about that in her interview with me. She basically neglected that, negated that right off the bat. So, and yeah, that is my full review of Place of Bones. Do I think you should see it? Absolutely. And the benefit is it's coming to digital exclusively. So it's not like you have to spend an arm and a leg, jokes, to go and see this movie. It is available for you on August 23rd on digital. Take a look. Prove me wrong. Tell me that time that I'm feeling of that lag is wrong. Tell me that I am wrong. I want to hear it because once again, I genuinely think that for the most part, this is a pretty good movie. Place of Bones is a pretty good movie. There are just that long element made it difficult at times to watch. Just made it difficult at times to just sit and watch. All right. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me that you disagree with me. Tell me you agree with me. Tell me whatever you like in the comments below. Well, don't tell me whatever you like. Let's keep it on track here. Let's talk about Place of Bones in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all those things. Heather Hurt, the NRW, and we'll be back soon with another film review.